Now we've got an extra whammy because we've got Ian McNamara here, and I'm going to invite him to come up and so you can get a look at.
Logged in down the back and caught the last bit of Harold's speech. It reminded me a bit of a book I've been reading by Clyde Fenton, who you might know the book, The Flying Doctor. Clyde Fenton was flying in the Territory during around about the 30s, and he was sort of the first flying doctor, but he always had these great brushes with bureaucracy, and he'd go out to a lot of isolated places and pick up stockmen and stuff. And this is you think of the Territory in the 30s or the late 20s and the 30s. And so he'd fly out, and there was no strips, and he'd land there, and he did all sorts of. One day he came back in. I think he was flying a tiger moth, and he flew back into Darwin because he delivered this stockman, and then he flew back into Darwin with this other bloke he'd picked up somewhere along the way. And as they flew over Darwin, they saw that the outside, like the drive-in, the outside theatre was playing in about 1936, and it had one of those old silent movies on, and they said, "Oh, let's go down and have a look at see what this." So they banked the plane and they dived straight over the outdoor theatre in Mrs. Darwin, 1935, and you can imagine what sort of an uproar that. He said, and we banked the plane, and he said, I could see it was Fay Ray or somebody on the thing, and they're the gorilla. So he said, we went back and had a look because we missed the first bit, and by the time the villain, and he did this, of course, and he ran foul of bureaucracy, and they wanted to take his licence off him, and he'd do all sorts of things like that. But like Charles, I suspect you'll learn how to deal with bureaucracy when you're flying planes. We've had the opportunity over the last couple of years to fly to certain places with Dick Smith, and I'm not a flyer, but it's been great because it allows us to get around, which is really important for our program. And so we've been into VRD and places like that, and Orroroo and William Creek and all those sorts of places, Kununurra, which we'd never get the opportunity to do. And I thought that if I had my life over again, I'd learn to fly a plane. I don't know how it could be. It's a bit like learning the trombone when you're 50. It's a bit hard to do that. You can do it, but you make all sorts of funny sounds. And flying a plane, I suppose, would be the same. But I realise how wonderful it is to be able to fly and to get to places that are off the beaten track and land at places along. We've been out to Tarcoola and landed beside the railway line and watched the trains come through and talk to people, and it's a great opportunity for us. So it's been really good, and it's great to be here in the West again. We're going up to Geraldton. There's a bit of a drought family day on at Greenough on Sunday, so that's what I'm going up for, and say hello to people and sing a song or two. But I always like talking to pilots and people who fly planes because they get around and they see things from a totally different perspective. But it's nice to see you all here, and yeah, I'm sure you've had a wonderful day. Thank you. Thanks, Brian.